What's up, YouTube? This your boy Mike Tyson, and you're now tuned into Mike Tyson Life Cycles. Today, we're talking about female riders. This is episode 2, and it's a topic that I always wanted to touch on because you got a lot of female riders out there that's better than you dudes out there that ride. Now, a part of my group, I would say, 2.5 females that ride with me every now and then. And the two that you'll see right now in the video is Kiki and Wit. Now, let me tell you a little something about these two ladies right here. One, she, one chick go to the track, the other chick can pop willies on y'all. So, in essence, they ride like dudes. And I like when I first met them when we was doing these group rides. I'm just thinking, common courtesy is, hey, don't don't do nothing crazy, don't ride too fast because maybe they can't keep up, and all that good stuff, right? But after about 5 minutes, they was like, "Oh no, oh we don't get down like that. This is how we get down." And I was like, "Oh snap!" So you know what they say: never judge a book by its cover. Um, and yeah, that'll be the last time I do that. Um, but they both ride 600s. One is a R6, and the other one is, I think, is a CBR 600, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, but who cares? Um, they get busy on those 600s though. Like I said, now it was a couple times they wanted to test me, and a couple other people in the group. I was like, all right, lady, don't get too hyped now. Now, when I got my bike on just cruise control, oh yeah, I I I can see how she can get hype off of it, but if I put it in sport mode, it's a wrap. But these two ladies right here, like I said, I'll match them up with a lot of dudes that think they can ride because they can push it. Like I said, average 100 miles an hour, they going. I mean, you got Kiki, she could damn near lean down to the ground. And then Wit is a little taller, but she get in race mode. That 600 moves, and she be testing people when we on the highway, as you'll see a little later. That, oh, y'all want to race? And she starts sparking up those juices, and most of the guys that's in the group. And like, oh, hold up. Now she could beat a couple of them because some of them um got one is a naked bike, so she could pretty much beat the naked bikes. Um, Another guy that's in my group, he got a 750, but you could tell she the more skillful rider, and I think Wit has been doing this for, I would say, about 7 years. Kiki, I don't even know, but what I do know, I can't Willie. So, I mean, she could throw up that bike like it's nothing. Those power wheelies like it's easy, and she only about a buck 20, but she can handle it pretty good. But all in all, this we were heading to Baltimore. It's called Graffiti Alley. If you've never been to Graffiti Alley, it's probably one of the best motorcycle spots for photo shoots, and it's just a nice ride to see all the art that goes on in Baltimore in basically an alleyway, but it's pretty cool. Um, Another thing, when we ride, it was about 10 of us. I like group riding better than solo riding for the most part, because when you solo riding, and this is just my preference, it's boring to me. Like, it's cool just to be out on twos every now and then by yourself, but I like group riding because, one, when in this case it's like 10 of us, you just get all the stares, you get all the people honking their horn like they like it. People get out your way when you got a whole convoy coming through. It's like the motorcade. When we on the highway, we'll take up about 2 or 3 lanes and just either slow up traffic or tell traffic, hey, fuck y'all. we taking over the highway right now. So that's always cool. And plus, you never know if you get into an accident. You want to have people around that can call an ambulance or contact family or help you if your bike is down. So I think that's always a good way to when you ride in that. To me, just that being a group ride. Um, Again, I have been on many group rides, and I had people that caught flat tires. You had people who engine overheated, and you got people that crashed. And if it wasn't somebody there, I mean, you don't know what would have happened. So I always like group riding. I don't care if it's just one person or two people or 10 people. For me, like that's where you get the best footage too. I mean, when you just riding by yourself and you just doing, a nice scenic route, it's cool and all, but it's no kind of fun in that. But when you group riding, that's where all the fun happens because you get to see how other people ride. You get to see how you'll get to see how other people handle their bikes, how skillful they are, and shoot, you might can learn something from them. So that's how I mean that's just my preference. Like with my group, it's three other boosters with us. So I ain't saying we the booster boys, but we like minded with boosters, all things booster. So when it comes to the mechanics of it, I just call my boy Key for my boy Hammer on twos. I got my boy AJ that's on a booster, and his is lower, and his is basically like a track bike, and that thing can move. And another thing I like is that we all share the common characteristics, um, and like-minded. Uh, we're just like-minded folks when it comes to boosters. But when we was going to Baltimore, it was so funny because if you ever been to Baltimore, it's so many goddamn potholes. We was just like, "Yo, slow down, you will fuck your bike up," right? Like we was just hitting so many potholes or bumps that once you get into the actual city, so we like when we got to the actual alley, we was just like, "Yo, y'all better check y'all tires," because I know a couple of y'all had to have lost some air pressure in them things. But here we actually got to Baltimore Graffiti Alley, and like I said, it's real cool. We had a whole photo op set up. We had a photographer there already there once we got there, and he was trying to grow his page so on Instagram. So he was like, "Can I take pictures of this whole gang of bikes?" And so we all took individual pictures. We took a group picture, and we was just kind of passing off information for future photo shoots. But like I said, with these female riders, most of the female riders that I've seen are usually on cruisers or are they on a trike for the most part. Unless I'm wrong, most females that I have seen since I've been in the DMV riding sport bikes, I haven't seen too many female sport bike riders. And again, if you know them, pass along because I haven't seen them. Most of them were on cruisers or, like I said, on a trike or the slingshots, which I don't think they are slingshots and motorcycles. I call them cars if you ask me. I think they are the ugliest shits ever. But again, to each his own. But I just thought this was just a dope day where we was just out. I think it was about 60, 65 degrees. And we was just enjoying ourselves. And I wanted to get in a nice group ride before the winter really hit and it really started getting cold. So we try to take advantage of a lot of these nice days. And I think this was in like November or late October. And like I said, it's usually cold around that time. But it was one day it was like 60, 65 degrees and we was just winging it. And I was just like, yo, let's do it. And we just got all together. I sent out the invite on the group chat, and people was down for it. So we all met up, and this is what we got out of it. And it was fun. And another thing is, like I said, with female riders, don't underestimate them. Like I said, a lot of them, like this was my notion of it. Like when I seen female riders, obviously they had their dad or brother or cousins that taught them how to ride, or that's where they got it from. Because usually, I mean, it's fair to say that this is a male-dominated sport. Because I think motorcycle sport bike riding is like a sport to me. So I'm thinking, someone taught you either on a dirt bike, whether that was dad, cousin, boyfriend, husband, some kind of male figure showed you how to ride, because this is not normal to me. Like when I think of most women, they the girly girls, they don't want to get on a bike, but I was dead wrong. But again, these girls can ride, and like I said, I'll match them up with just about any guy that think they the shit. So, you know, all in all, we were just having some fun on the highway right here, coming from Graffiti Alley. And again, group riding is my preference. And I know with most people, they think group riding is dangerous because you never know how other people ride. If you just ride your ride, I think you'll be fine for the most part. Again, you do have some assholes that do dumb shit. Those are the ones you want to avoid for the most part. But I know the people I ride with, and I know they don't do a lot of dumb shit. And especially when you're on a booster, there's certain things you can do on a booster that you can't do on a booster that you can do on like a R6 or a R1 or something like that. Like one is lane splitting. Like I gotta pick and choose my battles when I'm splitting cars, because most boosters, anybody that rides a Hayabusa, it's a big bike, and I'm not as nimble as most bikes that are like I said, a R6 or a R1 that can dip in and out. So I got to be mindful when I'm riding. Hey, I can't be splitting cars like y'all can. I got to be going low speed, where you got some of them, they zipping through it at like 80, 90. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. You crazy. Most times I'll just hop on the shoulder, especially if I'm on a highway. I'll just hop on the shoulder and dip in and out. But I'm not just splitting through traffic, because again, one bad move, you done. And yeah, that ain't gonna be me. Well, knock on wood, I don't want it to be me. So I I'd be a little cautious too, especially when you in a group ride. Like you don't want to leave everybody. Most of the times you want to ride in a pack. I've seen people who ride, a group ride, and they just want to speed the whole way. I'm like, that defeats the purpose. Like, what we racing for? I mean, it's cool if you have a nice open highway to do a couple pulls and all. That's fine and all. But let's say if we doing a Philly cheesesteak run, like it ain't about the first person that get there. Like if all that, I could have just rolled by my damn self. So the whole purpose is to be in a pack and ride and just have fun, and we'll pick our spots when we want to go fast and all. But on average, we going about 100 anyway. Like, do we really need to go to 150, damn near 200? Nah, that's a death wish for most people. So yeah, for the most part, I kind of chill. I pick my battles when I'm riding for the most part. But this was a fun ride, and like I said, you know how they say, don't judge a book by its cover. When it come to female riders, take it for what it's worth. They say they know how to ride, believe them. And like I said, these two ladies that usually ride with me, they ride, and like I said, they can keep up with some of the best people out there, because again, I got one that she willies, and I got one that go to the track often. And when she want to get busy, she'll show you how busy she can get. And I listen, I be like, oh, like, get it, girl, you got it. But that's just the topic I wanted to touch on for for the day because I think uh this is a male dominated sport and most female riders don't get they just due. And I just wanted to give the just due to these two ladies that usually ride. It's usually another girl that rides with us, but she wasn't here. I think she was out sick. But hey, that's neither here or there. Maybe next time. But for the most part, these two, I would call them like the first ladies of the group, if that's cool to say. I mean, but for the most part, we usually just have fun and rock out. But you're tuning in to Bike Tyson.